Why Nigerians' oil in the south belongs to the north, former presidential aide explains. Former presidential aide Dr. Usman Bugaje, who stirred controversy recently, has explained why Nigeria's oil in the south belongs to the north. Recall that Bugaje had once said there are no oil-producing states but the Nigerian state. He stated that over 70% landmass of the north is what earned Nigeria the nautical miles into the sea, which Nigeria enjoys and which gives the country the offshore drilling rights. His statement has stirred controversy and condemnation in some quarters. But clarifying his statement in an interview with Vanguard, Usman Bugaje said, "I did not say that the oil belongs to the north. However, let me explain. As we know, the Constitution has made it very clear that oil and any other resources belong to the federal capital, to the Federal Republic. Yet you find some ignorant people talking about their oil. So I said, if we match that argument, we can still claim why the oil also belongs to the north. Why? Because 78% of oil in Nigeria is offshore. Due to the crisis and the environmental issues of taking oil from the land, most oil companies have found it more economical and peaceful to go through the sea. While in government, I was part of a team that was involved in the Gulf of Guinea talks, Laws of the Sea. What rule did we use? He used the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea. What did he say? He said that every state that has a border with water would have an exclusive area, meaning a zone that is exclusive for it to do its own economic and security activities, protecting its land, its territory, and fishing. But where a country wants to extend that beyond the permitted nautical miles into the sea, there are rules and regulations that will provide how far it can go into the sea. What is the major factor that gives it mileage into the sea? It is a land mass. Whatever we get into the sea is as a result of our land mass as Nigeria. Now, if you provide the land mass in Nigeria, 78% of the landmass of this country belongs to the north. As you know, the whole southeast states can be put inside Niger. You can also put other 5 states in Niger and there will still be space. One state to the north can take more than 2 of the spaces of the total southeast. The north has the landmass. What I am saying is that if 78% of the landmass gives you that village into your sea where your oil comes from, then 78 of whatever millage we get into the sea can be therefore be claimed between the 78% landmass belongs to the north, which is the majority. That is the argument. If they are not satisfied with this ownership, they cannot go to the National Assembly requesting a change in the constitution that way they can make the resources wherever it is found of that available. All right. Alright, you see this whole issue, I don't tire for the matter. You understand me? I don't tire. Now they are coming out to say, the oil in the south is the part of it, the north that have it. I beg, everybody should just get that. Kilo day, what is it? Can we just breathe? This is a bitter truth that every south and southeasterner needs to swallow without choice. You are just a minor species created to make up the original people called Nigeria. You're singing out Southeast to demonstrate how foolish you are. Bugaje and his likes should be preparing for life after Nigeria. Your type makes me detest Nigeria. A very bold and educated illiterate who does nothing other than polluting Nigeria's political space. So why is a Fulani herdsman looking for land when it is not available? You have all the land both for Ruga and ranching. Yes, you did not send your Fulani herdsmen in search of land in the south where land has become very hard to come by. The cow belongs to you. The land belongs to you. Use the land for Ruga or ranting as you deem fit and leave the south that does not have land alone. Parasitic arguments. If you like and love like this, there are many of them with this ideology that fall deep north-south dichotomy. He said with his mouth that the constitution appropriated national resources to the federal government, and he said oil in the south belongs to the north. What a foolish contradiction. Now back to the ownership of natural resources. It is wicked and greedy appropriation of God's gift to be completely claimed by another and also systematically destroyed and continue to destroy habitat of okay. So this issue of this one I will get them. This I don't you don't tire me. At this point, I used to be a very good chair, or as in school of thought that Nigeria is be together. We can sincerely, but if the together is not togethering, make everybody part their ways. Make everybody part their ways. Nonsensical. Each state, not region, will be allowed to manage our natural resources and remit certain percentage to the FAAC. There should be true fiscal federation. Exactly what me I'm even thinking too. Not you coming out to say this one with the here. Until waiting, that person is living in the little town. Instead of asking where we got it wrong, we are now saying Igbo this, Yoruba that. My brothers, go back to 1960. To date, you cannot do anything in Nigeria without the support of Yoruba in this country. Check it and find out the facts. How I wish Ms. Usman Bugaje realizes that the North more endowed than the South, and that its modern self-centered retrogressive narrative, the South can also lay claim to the resources which is more in the North, crude oil and inclusive. And it is true. It is true. United States, I know they mine gold for North. What's in the cause this Boko Haram fight? They say now also say they mine gold. Make Nigeria they deceive themselves. On a very good day, we'll touch that topic. Argument to justify greed. Perfected British strategy thought ingrained in their proxy cabals for tightening grips on our resources and regulating the country's economic as well as other development phases to the advantage and disadvantage of its various areas and peoples. To me, he's saying the truth. Do you see why we are under the bondage of the North? Do you see the contraction called One Nigeria? Do you see why it is difficult to break away from this Fulani nation called Nigeria? They have the largest number in the army, in the navy, in the police, in the air force, in the immigration, etc. My southern brothers, do you know that no matter how we unite, the fraudulent constitution gives us no right to break away unless by referendum. We must break away by these jihadists. So at the end of it, they make everybody wait and make everybody chest out. At the end of the day, this whole thing that is going on, I believe one day our eyes will open. And I'm just hoping it's not going to be too late. But sincerely, I still remain with that school of thought that, everybody should go their separate ways. So that it's either we go a separate way and maybe when we don't go a separate way, everybody go recollect, say, oh, we need each other. Or we go back to system as in regional system of government. Alright, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time. Enjoy.